Fire, stop scrolling. If you think money buys love, loyalty, and respect, you're wrong, dead wrong, and today's story will prove it in the most gut-wrenching, hard-to-believe way. So before you go any further, hit that subscribe button right now because you will not want to miss stories like this that spread like wildfire across the USA and UK, stories that test human hearts, crack open society's lies, and remind us that even the lowest servant can carry a crown of dignity and even the richest billionaire can hide scars deeper than any poverty. And with that, let me take you into the unbelievable tale of how a humble maid, mocked at a blind date for showing up with only $5 to her name, ended up altering the destiny of the very man who secretly signed her paycheck, a billionaire who had more power than presidents but less happiness than beggars, a man who, when he saw her humiliated, decided to do something so outrageous, so game-changing, that people still whisper about it in the kind of tones reserved for miracles and scandals alike, and it all began on a rain-slick Thursday night in New York City where the neon lights smeared themselves across puddles like broken promises, and inside a dimly lit Italian restaurant where couples clinked wine glasses and laughed as if the world's economy hadn't collapsed for everyone but them, a young woman named Clara adjusted her thrift store dress for the 100th time, her hands trembling as though she were trying to iron out not fabric but her own fear, because tonight was her first blind date in years, set up by a well-meaning co-worker who thought she deserved better than scrubbing other people's toilets for a living. Yet Clara knew deep down that her life came with invisible stains money couldn't bleach away, and as she looked at the menu, her heart sank, for even the cheapest appetizer cost more than she had in her worn purse, where all she carried was a crumpled $5 bill that she had saved after skipping lunch for 3 days straight, hoping it would be enough to cover her half or at least a coffee if things went wrong. But then her date arrived, a tall smug-faced man named Ryan whose cologne hit the air before his smile did, the kind of smile that wasn't kindness but performance, and from the moment he sat down, Clara knew trouble was brewing, for Ryan's eyes darted over her dress with thinly veiled disdain, and when the waiter came, he ordered lobster, wine, and dessert before Clara could even whisper a word, and when the check arrived, Ryan leaned back, folded his arms, and with a sneer said, "I think it's only fair we split this," and when Clara stammered that she only had $5, the words slipped out like a confession of sin, the table fell silent, nearby diners looked over, some whispering, some smirking, and Ryan laughed loud enough for the entire restaurant to hear. $5? That's all you brought to a date? What are you, a beggar in disguise? And Clara's cheeks burned. Clara left the study with her pulse hammering in her ears, the weight of Alexander's words pressing down on her chest heavier than the trays she carried daily up the stairs, because though he had framed it as an opportunity, she could feel in her bones that this invitation was more than just a gesture of kindness, it was a test, a chess move in a game she didn't yet understand, and as she returned to her duties that day, scrubbing, dusting, polishing, she noticed how the other staff members whispered, some casting